About a month ago, the weather started to turn and I realized that I'm going to need some heat in my shop. So I did a little digging around and I come up with a couple of options. I've had this guy for a few years now and it's actually worked really well to really heat the shop up in a very short amount of time. However, it is extremely noisy and it uses kerosene, which isn't a terrible option, and you can buy odorless kerosene that doesn't smell incredibly bad. However, odorless kerosene costs a lot of money. I also have a propane version of this guy, and it also works really well as well. However, it's a little bit stinky in the air and also very noisy. Now, my first choice would be a natural gas type heater. However, where I live, there is no natural gas in the area, and our house itself is a heat pump. We do not have a propane tank, and our house is efficient enough that I don't think it really matters for us. It doesn't take a lot of energy to heat our house, and the heat pump works just fine. So adding a heat pump to the shop just made sense, and the shop itself is also extremely well insulated. Now, there were three major reasons why I purchased this particular unit, and the first one is it is designed to be a DIY install. This company has designed this unit so the average person, such as me, can install it without any HVAC skills whatsoever, and that is one reason why I purchased it. The second reason I purchased it is it does come with a Wi-Fi capability, so you can tie it into the internet and control this unit from your phone. It was kind of important that when I left work, I could say, hey, I want to heat my shop, turn it on, and then by the time I get home, the shop is already warm and ready for me to work. And then the final reason, which really wasn't that major, but it is a very nice feature to have, is it is extremely quiet. It is on right now, and it's really not affecting this video whatsoever. In fact, I'm not even sure you can hear it, even if I shut my mouth. Now, I do want to make mention that I am in no way affiliated with Mr. Cool. I just simply wanted to share with you what I did to heat and cool my shop, and maybe this is an answer that you are looking for yourself. Now, you can see that the hoses came pre-attached to the inside unit, and that is one of the secrets that make this a DIY type product, as you don't have to charge the lines, they're already pre-charged. Installation was actually really simple. It came with this bracket that you mount the inside unit to. You will have to drill a hole to kind of stuff the umbilical cord outside. And when I mean umbilical cord, you can see in this picture, it's basically a rubber soft hose. And inside that rubber hose is everything needed to hook this unit up. So all of the cooling lines and the electric lines run inside this rubber hose. And basically once you stuff that outside the hole, you hook everything outside up. Now, I chose to put mine on some posts that are concreted in the ground outside behind my shop. They do make some kits that allow you to hang this on the outside wall of your garage or shop or whatever you're installing it on. That's a viable option. I just didn't want to put any more holes in my garage than I had to. Now, as I said earlier, the lines come pre-charged. And I took a picture of this because I wanted to show you guys what the ends looked like. And you can see that bottom connector is actually the umbilical cord hose coming from the inside unit. And as you can see, it's perfectly sealed up. There's like a layer of metal right over the top of it. And then the connector above it, that's the connector that's on the side of the unit outside. And when you make these two together, there's something magical that happens. Or I assume there's some type of puncture that happens as you tighten it down that reconnects everything. And the seals, to me, at least by what I can tell, look like this unit seals by O-rings. And that's what actually makes the seal. Now, after you get everything reconnected and tightened up, you want to spray it down with some soap in a bottle, which I did previously to this video, just to make sure you don't have any leaks. And then you want to open these valves up. And then when you're done opening the valves up, you want to spray it again one more time with some soap, just to make sure that there are no leaks. I actually sprayed mine with soap a lot. I went back out about 15 minutes later and soaped it down just to make sure there were no leaks. And I did not have any leaks. And again, it looks like it seals with O-rings, so I don't expect that there would be any issues, but you do want to double check this. Now, I did my best to take this picture because I wanted you to see what was inside the umbilical cord. I was kind of shocked because basically I did not expect to see a non-copper tubing ran all the way from the outside unit to the inside. You can see it's basically some type of steel braided type hose that is soldered onto a copper tubing that then goes to the outside unit. I assume they do this because they know that they have to coil this up charged, and you'll be unbending it and flexing it a lot to hook it up. I started to box the umbilical cord in. I haven't finished just because I haven't had time yet. I just wanted to protect it a little bit from some of the elements that I might throw at it inside my shop. Now, I do a little bit of grinding, a little bit of welding. I don't think it'll be a problem because this thing sits up close to the ceiling, and I have almost 9-foot ceilings in my shop. I also want to make mention that this is a 220 volt model, at least a 24K, and it pulls about 15 amps, and they do require a 25 amp breaker. Also worth noting is it does have a remote control, and it also comes with a mount, so you can mount this remote on a wall somewhere. It also has every manual that you'll need: the installation manual, the user manual, the remote control manual, and how to set up the Wi-Fi, which works pretty well as well. So the question is, how well does it work? Now, I have a shop that's 24 by 25 feet. It is well insulated and it's sealed up pretty well. I've been keeping my shop at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's had no problem doing that. And I have had temperatures down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's still been able to keep up with that. Now, this unit does have a defrost cycle, so you can run it in colder temperatures and it'll automatically defrost the outside coils as needed. And I'm not sure how low we can get before it just simply can't keep up anymore. Now, there is another channel that I was watching that has this very same unit in a 24 by 24 garage, and he said he can get heat out of it down into the single digits. So again, I want to stress that I am absolutely not affiliated. I just thought this might be a viable option, specifically for those people that don't have access to natural gas or propane, and they want to heat and cool their shop. If you like these types of do-it-yourself type videos, please like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos. You might find something you yourself would like to build.